This is day 53. Concentration can be learned. I've been thinking a lot about concentration lately, and I've come to a realization that feels both obvious and perhaps a little revolutionary. Concentration isn't something you either have or don't have, it's a skill. And like any skill, it can be trained. This matters more than you might think, especially when it comes to keeping commitments alive and effective in your life. Here's what I've learned. Most of us can't actually concentrate for more than 5 minutes. Seriously, if you're honest with yourself, you'll probably discover that your brain wanders constantly. Notifications ping, responsibilities pull, and your mind drifts to 1,000 different places. I used to think I was just bad at focus, that it was a personality flaw or something I was born without. But that's just not true. Concentration is absolutely something that can be developed. Some people adapt to it at a younger age, sure, but that doesn't mean the rest of us are doomed to distraction for our whole lives. Think about it. What good is writing down your most important tasks each day if you can't actually focus long enough to complete them? What's the point of identifying what matters if your attention scatters the moment you try to act on it? The daily practice of considering what's most important and writing down specific tasks has tremendous power. However, that power only manifests when you can actually marshal your consciousness towards those things. Concentration is the bridge between intention and action. I've decided to spend time focused on how I can better concentrate better, and I want to share what I'm working on. Think of these things I'm working on as daily drills. The same way a basketball player practices layups or a monk follows a liturgical practice. There's 3 of them. First, practice meditation, 5 minutes a day. Just sit still and do nothing. Let yourself understand what's impacting you without reacting to anything. Take note of thoughts and allow your mind to move on to the next thought. That's it. Just a few minutes of quiet stillness where you're doing no activity. I've been doing morning and evening meditation, and it's had a great effect. It helps me clear my mind, focus on the future, and visualize success. It's not about becoming a Zen master, it's about quieting the noise so I can hear my own thoughts clearly. The second is dedicate time for deep concentration. Spend time each day on puzzles, chess problems, brain games, or maybe just simply reading. We don't allow ourselves time to work out our brains on a regular basis. By spending time each day in focused thinking time, we keep the brain in tune and sharp. Third, build up focus sessions gradually. Start small, really small. Begin with just 5 minutes of focused work on something that matters to your goals. That may not seem like much, but people are not good at concentrating. You'll be surprised how hard it is to keep your brain focused on something for even that long. The next day, try for a few more minutes. Slowly build up till you can consistently focus for about 20-minute sessions without having to remind yourself to get back on track. Once you can do that, string together several back-to-back 20-minute working sessions. That's when you know you've trained yourself to concentrate. Here's my prediction. If you try to do these 3 things each day for a week, you'll probably fail. This isn't because you're weak or undisciplined, but because your lifestyle is set up to welcome constant distraction. Take notes on what gets in your way, such as notifications, responsibility, or the big one, other people's demands. The world isn't going to make it easy for you, but you always have a choice to show up, refocus, and get back to the work of building the skill, 20 minutes at a time. When it comes to our personal ambitions, our dreams, goals, and commitments, we rarely consider adopting the structure of daily drills. Why is that? Why do we assume we can achieve our aspirations without the daily discipline that athletes and monks embrace? Performing a set of core rituals every day, what I like to call life drills, is key to staying focused, prepared, and aligned with your intent. These drills aren't about perfection, they're about repetition. They ground us, teach us resilience, and ensure that when life throws curveballs, we're ready to respond. This is not a one-and-done process. It's not about achieving perfection, but about progress. Concentration is a skill that requires constant cultivation, like tending to a garden. Sometimes the weeds of distraction will overtake your efforts, but with persistence, you can clear the path again and again and again. Embrace the failures as much as the success. They're part of the process, teaching you about your triggers and what distracts you. Concentration isn't just about focusing on what matters, it's about learning what doesn't and letting those things go. Self-discipline and consistency aren't just a switch that can be turned on. They take time and commitment and lots of practice to get right. However, if you want to do it, you can. It begins with believing that concentration is worth changing for. So give yourself some grace, but don't give yourself an out. Concentration can be trained, and you're in charge of that training. You can start today, start small, and just keep doing it every day. By the end of the week, you might actually surprise yourself.